Today on ZZZ made easy for simplifying the kit of Remielle. If you want a more in-depth breakdown, check out my full how to play guide. First generation Void Hunter, Remielle Dance, an S-rank Lumiflux anomaly agent. I like to show Remielle's gameplay loop first, then we can go over how it all works. Remielle begins with a supportive role, start with her Hold EX special, trigger a quick assist, then enter an off-field state. Remielle will provide major buffs to her team, and she wants them to trigger 3 anomalies for her. After 3 anomalies, it's time to unleash Void Hunter level damage. Swap Remielle in to do her assist entry attack, which triggers 3 instances of Luminize damage. Follow up with her ultimate for 3 more Luminizes. Finish with her hold basic attack for another 3 Luminizes. After this, you can repeat from the beginning. Unlike past Void Hunters, Lumiflux is not an attribute variant. It is a completely new attribute of its own with unique mechanics. Lumiflux agents undergo attribute flux, which just lets them copy the attribute of the next agent in the team order. Lumiflux has no anomaly gauge. Instead, Remielle will inflict up to 4 Lumiflux buildup on the foe. When you trigger an anomaly, it will consume one of those Lumiflux and the anomaly becomes refringed. In other words, the anomaly's damage is buffed based on Remielle's refringe coefficient. This value scales off of Remielle's anomaly proficiency. If you have 3 anomaly agents in the squad, you get an extra plus 10% to the multiplier. Remielle's unique resource bar is Floating Radiance. She enters battle with the max 120 points. Remielle also enters battle with 60 energy to cast her EX special, which will apply 2 Lumiflux buildup. With full Floating Radiance, you want to hold EX special, and Remielle will strike her stance shift pose. This will trigger a forward quick assist, and after you swap out, Remielle will enter the phase flow state. During this time, Remielle activates an 18% damage buff for her team. She will also automatically attack enemies with moves that inflict 0, 1, or 2 Lumiflux buildup. You don't need to worry too much about what Remielle's doing off field. As long as she keeps Lumiflux on the foe, your anomalies will trigger Refringe for bonus damage. Remielle's additional ability requires an anomaly agent or someone from the Coven of Dayon faction. You are incentivized to run a triple anomaly team because Remielle will grant up to a massive 1600 attack buff based on 40% of her own initial attack stat. 3 anomaly agents will also increase Remielle's days while in phase flow state by 35%. For one more support effect, foes with Lumiflux buildup will also have the prismatic effect. This causes ally attacks to get 15% increased anomaly buildup rate. Remielle is a very potent anomaly support. Lumiflux buildup triggers Refringe, which increases ally anomaly damage. Remielle then gives her team a general damage buff, a team attack buff, and faster anomaly buildup, all of this while off field. To deal her own damage, Remielle needs to exit phase flow state. Unfortunately, you cannot swap her back in normally, and she will not be able to do perfect assist or quick assist either. There are 3 ways to bring Remielle back. 1. Phase flow state consumes Floating Radiance over time, and when Remielle runs out, she will exit the state. 2. If you pick Remielle during a chain attack prompt, that will forcibly end the state. 3. The preferred method is to have Remielle's allies trigger 3 Refringe anomalies. This will unlock her special assist entry move. As you trigger the 3 Refringed anomalies, Remielle will store Voidflare, and these are the 3 dots on her UI. Voidflare is a recording of the anomaly applier's stats as well as the refringe coefficient at the time. To simplify, trigger stronger anomalies to store stronger Voidflare. Remielle will use these as ammo to deal damage. After you get your 3 Voidflare, Remielle's next normal swap in will be converted into a special assist entry attack with its own cut-in animation. At the end, this move triggers Luminize with a damage multiplier of 320%. Luminize is where all of Remielle's damage comes from. It deals 1 instance of anomaly damage based on Remielle's stored Voidflare and the skill's damage multiplier. You can increase the multiplier further based on Remielle's anomaly proficiency. With 3 Voidflare, Remielle will trigger 3 different Luminizes. Remielle is buffing her teammates because stronger anomalies equals higher Luminize damage. Continuing, after the assist entry, Remielle can use her actual ultimate to trigger Luminize with a damage multiplier of 336%. Remielle's third Luminize move is her hold basic attack. Normally this has a 160% Luminize damage multiplier. If Remielle uses her assist entry or a chain attack though, she enhances her next hold basic to deal more damage. You also get a very extra sky high animation. After either hold basic attack, Remielle will remove all Voidflare. In exchange, she will refill her Floating Radiance bar. This brings us to the start of Remielle's gameplay loop we showed earlier. Hold EX special, then swap out to enter phase flow state. Remielle buffs her team and applies Lumiflux to cause Refringe. After 3 Refringed anomalies, swap to Remielle to use her assist entry, ultimate, and then hold basic attack. At the end of this combo, she will remove all Voidflare and refill Floating Radiance to repeat the loop. Remielle can typically do her Luminize combo twice per stun rotation. However, you do not always have to bring Remielle in after she gets 3 Voidflare. If you can only bring her in once, then during the stun phase would be preferred. Remielle's assist entry will replace her chain attack if available. It will also extend the stun duration by 3 seconds to help fit in her entire combo. You still need to start it early enough though. Now, Remielle has a lot of smaller mechanics I discussed in the full guide, but the coolest one I want to share here is her ability to protect your on-foot agent from an attack. This effect is on a 90-second cooldown and it is pretty neat. For builds, Remielle only cares about initial attack to improve her team attack buff, and anomaly proficiency to improve her Refringe coefficient and Luminize damage multipliers. Get as close as you can to 4000 initial attack and grab as much AP as possible. In addition, you will need to level up Remielle's skills. Everything except dodge will increase her damage contributions. For her signature W engine, Ode of Resurrected Wings has a 743 base attack and a 36% attack main stat. It grants 96 AP, and after triggering Refringe, Remielle gets 20% anomaly damage while her team gets 30% general damage. Very nice. For other options, any percent attack S-rank W engines will work, but Time Weaver's AP buff is triggered by Remielle's off-field attacks. Now there are a lot of A-rank options, but Weaving Gemini is my sole recommendation. It is craftable, it is the only percent attack option, and its stacking AP buff does not require the user to be triggering the anomalies. Now for Drive Disc, Remielle wants a full percent attack main stat setup. If you have her signature and good substat rolls, you can also splurge for an AP Partition 4 disc, assuming you already hit 4000 attack. Remielle has her own tailored set called Feathered Fate, available in version 3.1. It grants AP and anomaly damage when switching on-field for 15 seconds. These buffs are always active if Remielle is in her off-field state. For the 2-piece set, you can go with the 10% attack sets if you still need 4000 attack. If you're all good, then you can use the 2-piece 30 AP sets. Remielle will be our first proper foray into triple anomaly teams. She buffs the usual Disorder or Vortex setups, but you'll need to find a way to fit in her Luminize combos. You can use Remielle with only one other anomaly agent, but her team buffs will get severely nerfed. If you want to use Remielle with Nangong or Yuzuna, you can, but be aware of that. In Season 3, Vortex teams with Valina, Remielle, and literally any other anomaly agent will be great. In general, any of the off-field anomaly agents like Valina, Bernice, or Vivian will be great to have. They are not necessary though, so please feel free to try out all the different anomaly teams we've gotten over the past 2 years. If you're watching this during version 3.1, there are some important changes to be aware of. Because of Remielle's triple anomaly team preference, they have updated Miyabi, Arya, and Piper's additional abilities to work with any anomaly agents. Next, you can select your rate of A ranks for any banners. For newer players without many anomaly agents, I suggest you pick Piper, who is our lone A-rank anomaly agent. Also, you can customize the 50-50 loss pool for limited banners. Previously, Grace was our only S-rank anomaly you could randomly get. Unagi is also now an option, but you need to replace another standard S-rank with Unagi first, so do that before you start pulling. Last, as part of the anniversary celebration, you can select Jane as a free limited S-rank agent. Remielle is our first Void Hunter with support and damage dealing roles. She buffs her team because she will use their stats for her own Luminize damage. If you'd like to know more about Remielle's main mechanics and want additional tips, please check out my full How to Play Remielle guide. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.